Good day. If you're here and if you can hear me, I'm sure a lot of us will come back to this as a recording later. But if you're here, a part of this group, it is for two reasons, or one of two reasons. There's something unique and special about you. That would be the first reason. And the second reason would be I've got something, I've got a message specifically tailored for you. An answer to a question you've been seeking. A key to a door you've always wanted to open. And I don't say this lightly. I say this because nobody comes to me. Nobody comes in contact with me for absolutely no reason. I've lived this long enough to know that us coming together, you being here, is many things, and a coincidence is not one of them. So we will be meeting up every Monday. We missed our Monday catch up. I'm sorry about that. It won't happen again. There was a lot going on that needed to be taken care of. A day much longer than I thought it was going to be, and before I knew it, it was way past 8 p.m. Today we're looking at loneliness. And before we even go to talk about loneliness, I just want to celebrate you. We're starting 66 of us, and we're building a community. Of course, if you have forgotten, this is Mindset Boulevard. We all subscribe to a basic set of tenets, morals, ethos, values, principles, and scruples. First, unconditional love, no judgment. We will break these down so we all get to understand. We all get to have an understanding of our memorandum of engagement. So the first tenet is unconditional love, no judgment. The second is we discuss sacred and sacrosanct topics. There will be no taboo areas. I'll come to explain this later, why it is of paramount importance. It is encapsulated, captured, and described in some of the videos that I have put out, but it'd be fun and a nice joyride to get to talk about them in depth, to pick them apart, to deconstruct them, peel them over, so we can reveal them, unveil them, and unleash them anew. And of course, the last tenet, which is where a lot of people struggle, is we will hold each other, hold one another accountable, push each other for mutual growth. And we will take full responsibility for the things that we say and do, taking into consideration the welfare of others, because we all have a responsibility, we all have a duty to each other and to one another to ensure that we come out of here after every engagement empowered, feeling resourceful, fired up, ready to go out and to conquer, to make a difference, serving a purpose that is bigger than the self. And how do we do that? I have no clue. We will go as the Spirit leads. What I would encourage each one to do is, if you have got any questions, doesn't matter how big or how small, test me. It doesn't matter what the question is about. There is no question that will fall outside of the three spheres I'm about to mention: the personal, the relational, and the purpose spheres. You call it career or profession, I just call it purpose. A difference without a distinction. Different ways of saying the same thing. So all your questions will fall within these three categories. And the most important of these three categories is the self. I pause before I say this. If we can't relate with ourselves, we will find it hard. We would be hard-pressed to relate with others. We will find ourselves using and abusing others. we will find ourselves leaning on others as crutches. We will find ourselves creating dependencies. And dependencies never serve us. And ultimately we will realize that we come to this place of lonesomeness, where we feel alone and lonely. And it happens even if we are in a sea of people. Why? Because we feel insecure. The only way you ever get to connect with yourself, to know yourself, is through an engagement and or an interaction with your neighbor, the person you call your neighbor. Not the person you get along with, not the person you call your friend. And if you're dealing with someone that you get along with or someone you call your friend, then the only time you really get to meet and greet yourself is when things go awry, when you have a misunderstanding, when your differences come to the fore, when you disagree. How you show up in those moments is a direct reflection of who you are. It's like looking in the mirror and the other person just reflects what you carry on the inside. We get to break relationships into their component parts. We see our role, we see the role of the people we engage with, and we see the role, the connections that we form, the bonds that we create. We come to see, meet and greet the impact of these bonds. And these connections, of course, are a direct function of what we feed them. We get to look at all of this in deeper depth a lot more. I just wanted to take the opportunity to welcome you all once more. Of course, there are videos I will create, which I will share here, but I will ensure that every Monday, at least, I show up here. So I get to show up at least once a week live, so we can just have a conversation. And for those who can't make 8 p.m. UK time, tell me what time suits you, and I will shift around. I'll shift my schedule around to make time for you. Yes, you heard me right. This is a vocation. We go out in life, and we all go out there on a mission. Before we come to discover who we are and what our purpose is, we look for jobs, something that can make us get by, something off the back of which we survive, while we're finding ourselves trying to connect with our gifts, our abilities, our capabilities, and our talents. We get to look at each of these words, we deconstruct them as well, as the French would say, décortiquer. Understand exactly what they mean when they work for us, when they work against us. So there's a period of life where we're on a fact-finding, a mission-finding endeavor, all in a bid to discover who we are and why we are here. It starts with our hobbies, by the way. Yeah, you try different things, and some things will appeal to you, others will just not appeal to you. And as you go through life, you would notice certain things that infuriate you. Things you just can't stand, and other things that you just won't notice. Injustices that you won't notice, while others will sound and seem like they were calling your name. Those are the ones you are called upon to be a fix, to be a part of the solution too. But we more often than not, become or get complacent. And in our state of complacency, we complain about the things we are actually called to be the solution to. And we want someone else to fix those problems. We don't realize they have our names written on them in bold print. And so we alienate ourselves further from the concept of self, and we embrace loneliness. You know, they say an idle mind is the devil's workshop. And when we are mentally idle, we separate ourselves from our gifts, abilities, capabilities, and talents. We get busy. We lose ourselves in activity, and it is seldom the kind of activity that even inspires us, because when we get inspired, we naturally, organically reconnect with our own source, with our inner and our higher selves. We get to talk about the concept of self. We've described self in the different levels of consciousness. We describe ourselves as integrated, interconnected, or integrated circuits interconnected by our different levels of consciousness. I know this feels or sounds like a mouthful. We will break this down. And like I said, and I promise, I have got a lot for everyone who is here. And as long as we work as a team, as a group, of course, what I'm offering, what I'm giving you, was given to me freely. I didn't have to work for it. I didn't have to study for it. We will touch concepts that go beyond the reality that you know, live, embrace, understand on a daily basis. We will go deeper, and I encourage you to challenge everything that I say to you. Don't take my word for it. You would be doing yourself a disservice, and you will be doing me no favors. I say so because I went on a journey, the kind of journey the Lord would only put me through because I had the inner makings. I had the tools to go in and to come out. When you seek, and you seek in earnest, when you choose to truly worship in spirit and in truth, and to walk by faith and not by sight, that decision takes you down paths and into corridors, through trenches you wouldn't want to go. I went through places I would otherwise not have gone if I had been lucid, and if I had done the research I needed to have done prior to the journey. And I'm usually meticulous about what I do, where I go, who I meet, who I greet, who I relate, who I embrace, and who I verbally elate with. But in this particular instance, I couldn't be asked. I was so unbothered, and yet it was something so critical. It was something so dynamic. It was something I can't find the word. The word fails me just when I need it the most. It was something, it was a defining moment. I was looking for a full reset. I was looking for my identity in Christ, and I was looking for my purpose. That is what took me on this journey. And just to put things into perspective, I realized a number of things, some of which I have talked about in some of the videos that I have created, and I will continue to talk about. But the beauty is we get to discuss those experiences here, and I can get to share and exchange, get your own take, get a feel for your own experiences, and together we get to make sense out of things which otherwise would have been foreign to us all. I am moved to share with you that spirituality, which is the essence of our true identity, is a maze. I went on this spiritual boot camp, meditating 10 hours a day for 10 days over a 12-day period. no social media engagement, no human contact. Although I was with about 150 other human beings, total silence. You only spoke if you absolutely needed to. You go through a journey like that, and that journey goes through you. If there is one thing I came out of this journey with, was a deep understanding of the fact and the notion that we go out into the world looking to become that which we already are. And our experiences, the people we meet, the situations we greet, the things we do, good, bad, and ugly, just bring out from within us what we carry on the inside. They bring out our beauty, just as they bring out our gore. And our responsibility, typically, is to take these lemons and to make lemonade. Or to take the whipped cream, as it may be, or the cherries, and to adorn our cakes. I just paused there for a moment for everything that I said to sink and to take root. So notice, I'm not here to save you. I'm here for us to have a relationship, for us to connect on the deep. When we do, and we exchange energies and build synergies, you then take that energy, you take that power, and you go do something good with it. And I will hopefully do the same. Well, you can be rest assured, I will do just that. But I can promise you, this is that safe haven, that place you've been looking for. And you get it for nothing. Because the best things in life are free. That will be all for now. If you have any questions in the meantime, in the interim, please drop them in the comments section once this video comes out or the recording has been released. That should happen anytime soon. After I end the recording, is currently live and I've been talking for 17 minutes. It's amazing how time flies, isn't it? So yes, if you have any questions, if there's anything you would like to know, anything you're curious about, by all means, please drop it in the comment. And if you know anyone who could benefit from this place and from this space, this head space, by all means, pull them in. Just make sure they are someone who can abide by the tenets I just outlined. Unconditional love, no judgment. Discuss sacred and sacrosanct topics, no taboo areas. Someone who doesn't mind being held accountable for what they say, who doesn't mind being pushed to grow. Of course, we'll do that with kids' gloves. We push each other and one another to be the best that we can be with the resources that we are. Notice I didn't say with the resources that we have. Because we are what we seek. I can't say this enough. It is a knowing. You know, there are different levels of ignorance. There is the unknown. That's when we don't even know what it is that we don't know. The unknown. Then there is the unknown. We know what we do not know. Then there is awareness. It's just familiarity. Beyond that, there is consciousness, which brings with it a certain level of understanding, which either leaves us self-conscious or self-aware. Ideally, we want to be self-aware at all times, because self-consciousness will steal our grace, and it takes away from us our peace and brings us to a place of turbulence, where we are all discombobbled and we suffer from cognitive dissonance. We dissociate ourselves from bits and pieces of us, things about us that we do not like. And if you don't fix it, then it remains broken forever, and it will clip your wings just when you need them most. So, we were talking about bringing people here and ensuring that they share the values, pushing for mutual growth, taking full responsibility for the things that we say, and above all, being able to say, I am sorry. I made a mistake. Forgive me. And being able to say, hey, I don't know this thing. Can you say it again? Can you teach me? Can you educate me? Because you won't know everything. Just as you will know some things the rest of us will not know. So, I don't dare you. I encourage you to really bear your heart out, to really embrace this space. This is what you've been looking for, and you know it. I know you can feel it. So just embrace it and make the best of it while you can. There's nothing here that is behind a paywall. But trust me, there is a lot in other areas. There are other things that I do that are locked behind paywalls, and they don't come cheap. They always say sometimes that when we get things for free, we struggle to appreciate them. I just pray and I trust and I know and I hope that this is not going to be the case for you. That you will recognize what it is that we're doing here as being unique, as being divine, ordained. I don't expect you to take my word for it at this point. Just take whatever I say with a pinch of salt. Take it at face value. But as we journey along, you will learn how to swim and how to navigate deep spiritual waters. I leave you with this one notion, with this one nugget, and it is the following. In fact, I'll leave you with two. The first is, nothing means anything until you and I give it meaning. I'll say that again. Nothing means anything until you and I give it meaning. Things will always be as good, as bad, and as ugly as we choose to make them. The decision is ours. In that regard, we are the architects of our own destiny. I already said that the things we engage with, the people we meet, the experiences we have, just bring out from within us what we already carry on the inside. They don't put anything in us. So if we see experiences as just experiences, then we get to digest them in a mature way, in a responsible way, so they don't cause mental constipation. Now, the actual thing I wanted to share with you, and I couldn't wait to share that last nugget with you, I have forgotten. So now is not the time for me to share it. That was just my excitement. I know that when the time is right for me to share it, it'll come back to me. It is on this note that I would say, have an amazing rest of your day and a most fulfilling rest of the week ahead. Take care now and stay blessed.